men's, we have Joel Younger, Mick Hill, and Robbo. And the winner of this Simon Singleton Andy Barnett match. They will make the final four on the winner's side. Which will be played after these women's semi-finals. Barnett with a nice opening shot there. He's got a chance here. He's worked himself into this frame all pretty well. And now he has the chance. Can he convert? Four reds and the black out in the open. He's got the one red that's he's got to get behind. Apart from that, the others are all elementary. Stretching over the table here. Doesn't like it. Played a great shot there. Andy Barnett got behind the bad red. Just needs to drop this in the middle and run through a bit, which he has done. Now he's got the last red into the corner, come out off the rail and back into the middle. It's a 3/4 length shot. A little bit tight, but by no means difficult shot. He's hit it perfect. Come out nicely off the rail, dead straight black into the middle. Just taking his time. Gets set on the shot. Bang. So Andy Barnett pegs it back to 6-8 against Simon Singleton. And I'll leave you with that, folks. See you later.
No, he's different than everyone else. He might know his play. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and you just witnessed Kolbe play a pretty average shot down the road and make the black really difficult, but played an excellent recovery shot to pot that difficult black, and goes 2-0 up on Lauren Jelly.
It was a fantastic shot.
Meanwhile, Lyndall Morphett, I still keep calling her Lyndall Hully, I just can't help it. I don't know why, but
I did the other night too, I think.
she's 2-0 up on Renata, and probably have to say, I guess, on paper, Lyndall Morphett would be favourite at the moment to win the tournament just by going off what she has achieved in the game of 8-ball. Multiple Australian titles, probably I think more than any female in Australia now. I know Elise has a lot, she's not here, but I think Lyndall might have her covered now. And one thing you will see about Lyndall, there will not be an enormous amount of aggression. She is the percentage queen. Always plays the correct option to put her opponent under pressure or in trouble, and ensures that it's as easy as it possibly can be for her to win the frame. And it might not be the most glamorous and enjoyable pool to watch, but it's a formula for winning, and that's why she does it.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth there. I was just about to say, it may not be the greatest viewing game, but if you're someone who enjoys watching someone play the correct shot the majority of the time, she's the player to watch.
Well, if you want to watch aggressive pool, watch Kolbe, watch Taylor Mayer, watch Sharon Brown,
Bella.
watch Isabella. If you want to watch someone that plays percentage pool all the time, watch Lyndall, even watch Renata to an extent. I think Renata has a good mixture of both games. I'm a big fan of Renata's game, I've always have been. And Lauren Jelly, I don't know if she's been playing for the last couple of years. I think she might have been taking a break, but she's also extremely consistent, and also probably one of the more percentage-based players rather than crazy, super aggressive players. And the funny, look at this shot from Lauren.
Look at this.
Wow, she's actually a little unfortunate that she hasn't got the distance on that.
Another half ball roll. That was absolutely 100% spot on.
And I was saying how aggressive Kolbe is, and she's got both bottom bags covered. So she's doing what pretty much most people would do. Wow, that is nearly curved in.
That is exactly what I was talking to you about the other day. Right, into that corner, the ball curves in.
And it rolls out in the other one, doesn't it?
Yes.
I think we saw earlier today.
Yeah, it rolled out the bottom right.
It could actually just be a genuine levelling issue then.
It actually happened when JR was on the table, so he knew about it and hasn't done anything about it there.
And Lauren has played really the only shot available to her, but Kolbe's just going to say, well, that's going to save you for one visit. I'm now going to kick this yellow out, and you're back where you were.
She could almost go to long double here.
I'd probably be happy to just double kiss it out. That's fine. It's centre to the table. There's no point in trying to double that and risk doing something silly. I think putting it to the centre table is the best option as far as percentage is concerned. The only thing Lauren can really do is, and I'd probably pot the ball as she's right near now to do it, but just get close to the yellow on the side cushion and smother the yellows.
Yeah.
Because she can't win the frame from here. You can't.
Yeah,
You
that
cannot
red-
pot out from here unless you pull out about 3 or 4 miracle shots.
Yeah, the red in the top corners, it's really a nothing ball now.
The only thing that they could serve a purpose for is to push the black up onto it later on, but there won't be a later on if she allows Kolbe back to the table, because Kolbe will have a dip next shot.
Yeah, she's hit that way too short.
Well, this is the difference between I don't mean to put the girls down, but this is the difference between the men and the women. The men would have played that, swung around off a couple of rails and got closer to it,
Yeah.
whereas the girls are more happy to just put it in and get themselves sort of at
A
distance.
longer option.
And in general, women have better touch of pace than men because they play that those sort of shots more often.
Renata set herself up beautifully here for a run out.
That is a very, very well thought shot from Lauren. It hasn't turned out how she wanted. She wanted to kill the black in between the 2 reds on the bottom rail. Very well thought of. I didn't see the shot, and I thought that was an excellent option. But yeah, obviously the execution was difficult. Hasn't quite come off for her.
And look, even if it had, you know, I think Kolbe's a strong enough and a smart enough player to have been able to dig it out.
Oh, she probably would have extracted it. But the thing is, at least it's something that she would have had to do rather than just roll everything in.
Yeah.
And these are the frames. This is the sort of frame where Kolbe needs to not run around the table 35 times, do all this line-up crap. Just pot these balls. Don't exert unnecessary energy on potting balls over the pocket when you know you're going to pot them.
Yeah.
See, now she's walking around the table. There's no need for this. She knows she's going to pot the ball at the top next.
Yeah.
Well, I assume that's what she's going to do. That's what I would do. But see all this unnecessary energy she's expending right now?
Yeah.
She could have been down on this shot 15 seconds ago. And it's not like she was going to miss the pot.
No, not at all.
So it's all about, I guess, mental checking for her. But I think when she has rhythm and she's flowing through the ball, so this is the wrong ball in my opinion, but let's see what happens.
On the outer tables, you've got Justin Sage giving Dave Ewing an absolute pasting, 4-zip.
Wow. As it's turned out, Kolbe's played that shot very well.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she's going to play the top ball first, or the right-hand side one.
And roll over, yeah.
Yeah, and even if she cannons a red, no big deal. The only thing she doesn't want to be is dead straight, but that's almost impossible. That's fine.
That is centimetre perfect. Just stun it in, drift up.
Yeah, and it's the same old story. Higher is better than lower here.
Yeah.
So what she should be saying to herself is, she shouldn't be saying don't land short. She should be saying it's okay to land too high. And there you go. She's hit it too high. That's perfect.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. Just soft roll in.
Now she'll stun this in. You got to punch these in. Got to punch them in. Cue through the ball. Let yourself know that you're cueing well. Just punch this black in. So she rolls it. But she didn't dead weight it. She put it in. So
yeah.
That's all
yeah,
fine.
she cued through the ball. She didn't just try to dead weight it or anything along those lines.
So here, over on the other table, we've got Lyndall at the table now. Here's an example of more aggressive players will pot this red, and they'll be trying to leave themselves an angle to get into this ball on the side rail. Now, I'm just wondering if that's Lyndall's plan as well. Looks like she's actually getting after it. It's a good shot. She hasn't. Oh, is she okay or not? I don't think she's landed okay. There's only one thing I'll criticise about Lyndall's cueing, and that was a really, really good shot of it right there. That when she plays the ball with any pace, her elbow drops to her hip. Her elbow really drops low. Now, when you do that, it is very difficult to cue the ball perfectly all the time. There's way too much variance in your action.
And not just that, she jumped up like Alex Higgins used to as well. There was no stability when she played the shot. As she's come through, she's not only jumped up, but her elbows dropped and everything that you were saying as well.
Yeah. Probably the only thing I can actually criticise about the way she plays, because everything else is pretty solid, pretty rock. I mean, she's been playing a really long time now, Lyndall too, and I don't even know much time she's put in the game anymore. She's got other priorities in life. It's a very nice. It's a nice shot there from Renata.
Yeah, Renata just trying to tie things up now.
And Lyndall's going to just open them up while she's got control. You see what I mean? It's all about Lyndall controlling the frame, controlling her opponent, and getting her balls in the open so she puts pressure on her opponent.
Yeah.
That's what she does, and she does it well.
Over on table 1, we've got a match between Rusty and the man who knocked Mick Skerry out of the tournament, Chris Beagley, who played absolutely awesome.
And you watch Rusty absolutely annihilate Chris Beagley now, because he'll have expended all his energy on that last match.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was 6-1 up at one stage, I believe.
Apparently he'd hardly missed. Well, the guy could be wrong. He might go berserk again.
Yeah, Mick got it back to 6-4, and then they went frame for frame after that.
It's amazing how often you'll see someone just go absolutely nuts. They hardly miss a ball for the whole match, and then they just play like a crumpet the next match.
Yeah, true.
In fact, I just saw him miss a ball by quite some margin just then.
And in saying that, Rusty, he'd be the first to admit he hasn't been playing anywhere near his normal standard right throughout this tournament so far. Came out in his last match, I forget who he played against, but gave him an absolute flogging, 8-1.
Kolbe's just putting on a clinic here.
Yeah, even in a match against Bella, she really went to town and played a very positive game style. So.
Well, this one's interesting. There's nothing to do here except it's just plain ball. This shot come off. You'll just miss the yellows. You come off the bottom rail, probably just past the nameplate, like that little star symbol there.
Yeah, the only thing is the hampered queuing.
Yep, but the pace it's all about the pace here. The angle's there. There you go, perfect.
Yeah, she's played that very well.
Oh, meanwhile, that's a pretty stiffing off for Renata.
Now, I think you'll find she'll punch this one in.
She'll play at the same pace she played the last one. Oh, that was a bit harder. I can't work her out. I should know her better than anyone, and she's doing the complete opposite of what I say.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you should listen to me about this.
It's like she knows what I'm going to say, and this is I'm going to do the opposite.
Yeah, of course. Just make you look like a bit of a dick.
I was actually hoping to interview the 4 girls before they started playing, but didn't get the opportunity to. But what I am going to do is when these matches get closer to conclusion, I'm going to go grab the 4 men and have interviews with them. I think a couple of them may have actually left and they've gone to have a sleep or a relax in their room or whatever. It's a good shot there.
Are they playing tonight?
They are. They're playing straight after the women, the top 4 men.
Really?
And they are Joel, Robbo, Mick Hill, and the winner of this Singleton/Barnett match.
Which is a 8-7, I think. Remember?
Good. That's very. Didn't play exactly for that, but she'll cop it. Oh, that's missed. It's just drifted across the face. Oh, she's got 2. And I'm just wondering if the noise has put her off as well, because it just got crazy loud at the bar all of a sudden there. You probably heard it.
You got Sahil, JR, Ben, all the usual suspects up
the
there.
usual suspects that are now out of the tournament.
If this doesn't drop, she's going to be... Oh, she hit the jaw.
Well, chance for Renata.
She's going to be absolutely fuming. Right, that she's stuffed up 2 shots on the black. I mean, it's absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, that noise couldn't have happened at a worse time, I reckon. I mean, that's really loud. Like, that put anyone off. In fact, just about everyone in the room looked over at the bar. So,
yeah.
But you can't use it as an excuse, though.
No.
You got to be able to deal with that sort of stuff. And
yeah. Well, even last night, I was talking to Steve Jamison. His match finished at around 3 o'clock in the morning, I think he said. Right, he went to the hill with, I think it was Gavin Vonderwall. Yeah, he lost, but he said, yeah, the standard of play, even at 3 o'clock in the morning, was still pretty good. And that was with really loud karaoke, a heap of drunk people running around and yelling and screaming and carrying on. And they were still able to concentrate. So.
Yeah, once you're in the zone, you don't see any of that stuff going on. So I think Renata's still carrying 2 shots. This doesn't
Yeah.
look like any dramas here. This is just a roll-in shot. Come just before the centre pocket. Yeah, well, that's not travelled actually perfectly. I thought she'd hit a bit softer than that, but has 2, so can promote and then use second visit to finish up. I'll tell you how how Lauren can actually get back in this match against Kolbe. She can slow it down and start covering holes.
So I did a bit of commentary in Lauren's match against Sharon earlier, and Lauren was literally flying around the table, potting balls. She was actually playing quite aggressively. And I was thinking when Kolbe told me that she had her in the final, this is final 4 in ladies. I thought if Lauren tries to play the same game, it's playing right into Kolbe's game style, right? Kolbe will be nice and relaxed, right? If she can keep her calm and keep her focus, right, she'll just steamroller.
Yeah, out of all the women in Australia, Kolbe and Elise are the 2 best aggressive players. And that's why they're the 2 best at mixing it with the men.
And Renata's just got a simple roll in black. There it goes. 2-all.
But I will say this, Kolbe is simply the biggest underachiever in Australian 8-ball, women's Australian 8-ball, that you'll ever come across in its history for her ability. And that is not me bagging her out. That is me saying that, and she knows it too. By now she should have done more. She should have at least won the Australian title. She has a runner-up to her name. But she has semi-counteracted that by getting to semi-finals twice at the world stage. So she's she's gone abroad and shown, she's got the skills, but for some reason she just doesn't seem to take that extra step.
Do you think that, we were talking last night about mindset and so on, do you think that could be part of it?
Oh, absolutely, she's a head case. When she's actually switched on, like right now, she looks pretty focused and switched on and she's not stressing out. When she starts stressing out and worrying about things and carrying on, it's no good.
Yeah, we were talking earlier about a similar thing. I mean, I love watching Kolbe play, right? And off the table, right, she's one of the nicest people around. My son loves coming up and watching her and talking to her and so on, right, because she's just brilliant, right, off the table, right? On the table, right, she and I were talking earlier. She said she needs to get a lot more angry, right, against her opponent so she can really get her focus, get her correct mindset in.
Yeah, she hates anyone talking to her while she's playing.
Yeah.
It's interesting. Some people don't care. I couldn't care less if someone comes up and talks to me unless I am just on the verge of getting in the zone. If I'm already in the zone and nothing's going to really stop it, then I'm more than happy to have a laugh and a chat. But if I'm struggling or I'm real close to getting in that zone, then I kind of don't want to talk to anyone. I want to complete that transition to being in the zone.
Yeah, and that's understandable too.
And I think maybe that's why Kolbe is the way she is because I think she always has trouble getting in the zone. She has to work really hard at it, and the way she works hard at it is by getting frames on the board, running some racks, because that's what she likes to do. She enjoys potting balls.
Have you done some work with Kolbe on her queuing action of late?
I haven't. I've never helped her with the queuing action. She's had help with Brett Rogers in the past.
Yeah.
So I'll be actually completely honest with you. I think Kolbe's preparation for this tournament's been disgusting.
Really?
Yep, absolutely. She should be, she's going to Worlds soon. She should be playing a minimum of a couple of hours at least 4 or 5 times a week.
Yeah.
And she's not even near that.
Wow, I find that very surprising.
She'll probably hate me for saying that, but yeah, she needs to put more time. And this is actually one of the other reasons I reckon that she's not got the success is she needs to put the time in, but she doesn't. I've said to her that I think that solo practice is more important than any practice you can possibly have, but she prefers tournament play as a method of sort of practicing for big events, and to me that doesn't work.
It's not practice. You can't set the same shot up, especially if it's a shot that you struggle with on a regular basis. Like Might be a rail shot. Might be, let's say, object ball on the blue spot with the white ball down near the bottom corner, right, nailing in the top corner. You can't spot that shot time after time after time.
No, that's exactly right.
So that
anyway, I better stop publicising the analysis of Kolbe Poole for much longer, because I'll probably get me lower section ripped off soon. It's not a bad shot, that.
Yeah, no, it's a very good shot.
The reason I like it is because she's forced Lauren to either make a good shot or lose the frame or play a good return safety.
No, she's left a really good cue ball here.
I don't mind the flick off the red on the right-hand side of the table. Take the white ball up to the top cushion, but you're trying to bring the red back in line with the yellow, so you're basically not leaving it on. There is some risk associated with it.
She's looking at a face gap double.
Hang on, is she on yellows?
She's on yellow.
Sorry, that's my fault. I'm talking about reds. That's not a bad shot.
Well, I don't think she's got the coverage that she wanted.
I don't reckon that goes now, that red. I reckon it's partially obstructed. Actually, Kolbe tries to sit this inside the yellow now. I reckon it's a mistake. But she may feel like she's got no other option too. The white ball's in a bit of a weird spot to take any other red on. You might be right though, Lee. This might go. She's queuing it up like it goes. No, it didn't go. She's actually played for the kick out on the yellow there, yeah. And a good white. It's a good shot. And the reason I know she didn't play for the pot is because she didn't try and get position on anything. Yeah. She's just run the white through.
She was trying to run the white through.
So now it's Lauren's turn to find the return safety, and it's probably going to be a flick off this yellow and up towards the top right-hand side of the table.
Great shot there by Lyndall Lyndall Morphett. I did the same thing.
She looks like she's attacking the game.
If you're watching this later on.
Good shot there from Lauren Jelly.
Oh, wow, she's chopped up the black.
Was it long range?
It was long range.
Did the elbow drop to the hip?
Yeah, no, she didn't play super hard.
So she didn't punch it?
She didn't punch it, she rolled.
You got to punch those. I'm serious, you've got to punch them in. If you roll them, you bring the table elements into play. It means the nap can take the ball, you can slightly hit it off centre, it's going to move the white, whereas if you punch it, even if you accidentally put a touch of side on it, sometimes it won't matter because you hit the ball with speed.
Yeah.
So Lauren looking at the double, but the question is, how does she get this other yellow? She can swing the white off side, back rail, yellow top left-hand corner. Would love to land really straight on it so she can just stun it in and play the black in the middle afterwards, but I guess you've got to focus. You can't play this with bottom. You've got to play this plain ball. There's no way she's getting. Oh wow! I'll eat humble pie for days. That's a great shot. I would never play like that, and that's probably why I'm sitting here commentating.
Every chance.
She's got to jack up though here. This is a tough shot.
It's a very tough shot.
Here she goes. Most people overcut these when they jack up. She's undercut. Well, small consolation prize is that the yellow has landed in the vicinity of the black and just puts that little element of doubt, I guess you could say. Not sure if Kolbe can get to the ball over the pocket from here, but if she can, I'd be taking it now.
But I tell you, I honestly don't think she will go for the out here.
Oh yeah, she will.
No, she won't.
She will. She's feeling it. She's feeling good. She's definitely going for the out. But that's okay. I've got to say, I didn't like the choice of shot because I would have been playing that thin with no right-hand side and playing for the ball on the cushion next.
Yeah, that's what I would have done too. So if she wanted to secure the frame, you take the two reds from down the bottom, like the first shot as you suggested, knock this one in, right, just drift up the table, right, and then right, just cover the top bag and leave the white ball directly behind the 8.
The other way she could have gone at the start of that is she had the ball in the middle with a really nice angle to just come up and play the plant from that ball she's about to hit now onto the ball over the pocket, and then she could have just leave these two to last. And that would have been fine as well. So Kolbe's decided, nope, going to play the snooker, which nothing wrong with that from that position.
Well, I don't think it's a total snooker.
That's actually even better for her.
That is really good. Yeah, they're calling the timekeeper over. Have a bit of a look. Didn't we have a situation similar to this last year? It was either in semi-final or the final for the big guns, where a total snooker was called, and there was all in sundry went over and had a look. I think you had a look. I went over and had a look, and
I don't remember.
Travis and there was about 8 people went over to have a look at this shot.
It definitely wasn't in the women because there wasn't a women's big guns.
Oh, here we go.
So JoJo's been called over to.
The head adjudicator's
She's
been
going to be
called
absolutely
over.
rapt about this. She hates being on camera.
I'm surprised Travis isn't actually coming over, seeing as how he's been eliminated from the tournament as well.
Oh, he's probably still angry.
Yeah, I think it was Grant Weekly knocked Travis out.
Yeah, Grant's improved a lot actually. So JoJo's she's made a decision. Is she going to get another white ball? No, she's asked Travis to come and have a look.
Oh, here we go. Look, didn't I say right at the start of this?
I have to say this to you, and this will affect you too, Lee. I question asking anyone that wears glasses to check these things. They're wearing glasses for a reason. Their eyesight's no bloody good.
Hey, I'm the first to say my eyesight's crappier than most, so. But in saying that, when I'm playing pool, I actually look over the top of my glasses.
Well, you can't without getting those giant extended lenses.
Yeah.
Trav's having this must be really tight because he's having a real good look at this. The umpire is umpiring. He actually got down pretty quick, said nah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Trav says total. So Trav says total. I think JoJo said no, or the umpire said no.
No, I think Travis wants to go over and have another look. But he's just waiting for Rusty.
Kolbe's. She seems alright. Look, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter. Lauren's either going to smash. It would matter because she'd try and land up dead weight on it and smother the black. But now she's going to be smashing it.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry, she got given a total. So the shot, she got given a total. So my shot here, because there ain't a lot on offer, come off the bottom and right side cushion off 2 rails, and try and just nudge into the yellow.
Nudge the yellow in towards the black.
Yep, and just try and make the black not on. You need a bit of a result.
Try to give yourself more of a chance of getting another shot.
Or just come off the back rail and smash it. Try and jag it, get a result. A bit of fortune favours the brave, you might say.
Yeah. I don't like this option. She's looking to come single row.
Well, if she's doing this, she's going to smash it.
This is dangerous.
Well, funnily enough, it's actually landed all right for her.
Well, this shot, I'll be taking that red up the top first.
The funny part about taking this red first, you can only really transition to the ball on the bottom rail unless you play it with a lot of side to swing around really heavily to get on this ball long. You
don't really need a lot of side on. If you like punch it in with a fair amount of draw, right, like deep screw, you'll come off the top rail side and naturally around.
Okay, I'll just shut up. I've just misread the angle completely. It looked like it was going to be like the white ball was going to go near the middle pocket, like the natural angle. She didn't really have much gear on that.
No, not a lot.
But this is still a pot that she has to make. That's missed, and that's missed by a considerable amount too.
Well, if the cue ball's not in the, it's certainly not in the best position, but it's definitely not in the worst.
I'll tell you what, Lyndall Morphett's going off chops. I've never seen her play this aggressive before. It's good to see. She's been a touch unfortunate, Chinese sneaking herself there, but she got real close to potting that red too. Well, that hasn't been played well at all, but it's a good white. Good shot there from Lyndall, Chinese over a ball. She goes to 4-2.
Yeah. I was just looking at her face when she was coming over and looking at the ball. It was almost like she was angry with the balls on the table.
Who, Kolbe?
No, Lyndall.
No, that's just...
Just
her.
what we were talking about, the focus and determination and so on. She almost looks angry with the balls on the table, and that's a lovely shot.
Yeah, the problem was there was no way she was holding the white.
She could never hold it.
Now, do you go across table here or not? Or do you play the nick and try and get the white ball in line with the black, risking leaving your opponent a double if you don't get it right?
If I was Kolbe here, I'd just play this like gently half ball, right? Kick the red out, right? And leave the white right, somewhere around near the centre rail.
She's taking this pot on. Yeah, that's fair enough, that shot.
Yeah.
But it gives Lauren the option to just play the yellow down now along the rail and snooker Kolbe. And
She's actually got it too close to that side rail. If it was off just that little bit, it makes the snooker a hell of a lot harder.
And the other thing too is, I think where the white's going to land, it might block, the black might be blocking the natural path across table as well. Or it might just be higher than needed. Wow.
Oh.
That's actually really, really stiff because that was in.
That was in.
But when you're taking on big shots, I'm shocked she took that on. But maybe Lauren's trying to make something happen. She's 4-0 down.
But that's what I was talking about. Earlier in her match with Sharon Brown, she played a very aggressive game style. She wasn't really rolling balls around. She was hitting the balls, hitting them properly. So...
And a lot of people won't know this, but Lauren Jolly,
that's a great shot.
Living in Queensland, she's actually originally from Ballarat. So chalk up yet another Ballarat player with some talent.
Well, the only other ones that I know of are Jake and Kolbe.
Oh, is that right? you don't think Matty Kerwood's got talent? Sorry.
Oh.
Nick Young doesn't get a run.
No, he's not here.
Fair enough.
Hello to Nick Young if you're watching.
He won't be watching. Oh, he might be. Actually, I think he does tune into the live stream.
Oh, just so you know, Nick, your passenger from the doubles got knocked out last night.
Yeah, Jamo was atrocious, Nick, just for your information. He should have won every frame, but didn't.
Especially losing to Joshy Boyle on the hill in the first round. But Josh has been an absolute joint killer through this tournament. Jesus,
yeah, he's had a good tournament.
Scalps.
I'll just check my phone because I thought I'd have a million messages, and I do. Someone's just sent me a message. Oh, it was actually at 4 p.m. saying great commentary, Mr. Stevens, but I have no idea who it is because I don't have your number. So you might want to tell me who you are.
You shouldn't really suck up to Jamie. He doesn't really deserve it, according to Kolbe. Wow, geez, Lyndall has absolutely smashed that in for the white ball to travel about 2 inches.
Didn't actually see it, sorry. Well, 5-0 up. I just can't see her losing this match from here.
Kolbe's got her tail up. She's going to be attacking, all-out attack.
And just a shout out to Brett Ringo. Thanks, mate, for not turning up and playing me when you're supposed to on the Friday night. No, I'm just kidding. But I reckon if you had turned up, mate, I might have won my first round match. I wasn't warmed up. So I blame Brett Ringo for me losing. I can't blame myself. It's just not the done thing in the pool world. You can't never blame yourself. So Brett Ringo, you are responsible for Jay Stevens' first round loss.
So it's not the fact that you played like a crab at all?
No, nothing to do with that. I wouldn't have played like a crab if Brett had played me, is what I'm saying.
No, fair enough, fair enough.
So Nick Young's just sent me a message. He is watching. He said his shoulders are still aching sore from carrying Jamo in the doubles the other week.
Yeah, we understand your pain, Nick. Understand your pain. At the moment, all Jamo's doing is supporting the bar. So. Yeah, how is that not dropped? She has undercut that. Something fierce. Lauren has just played a 3-ball plan, which is absolutely sensational.
I'm trying to look around the screens at the tables for some reason instead of brain fade. Oh, that rail has killed that white, I reckon. I wonder if she accidentally had a touch of check on that and it's killed the white.
I think she did, because the table they're playing on, and the rails have been playing pretty true.
Yeah, they have.
Right, the table that Kolbe and Lauren are on, that's a table that's been dying.
Yeah, Kolbe doesn't seem to be having any problem at all with the pace in this table. She seems to be flying on it.
No, the pace of the table is fine, but the rails, especially on the left-hand side, right, if you hit into them with pace, it's just been taking so much pace.
I still reckon the pace is slower on this table than the other ones too.
Well, quite possibly. I don't know if they were ironed before start of play this morning.
Oh, it's more the Friday night when we're up here, and they were playing the money, like the big money matches. You could see the difference between the two tables very clearly.
Yeah.
It's a good shot there.
That's a great shot. And she played at a really good pace too. Really, really good pace. Then we've got 2 shots, ball in hand off foul snooker. I think Kolbe's got 2 shots here as well.
It's a tricky frame. This is clusters galore.
Yeah.
I reckon this sits over the hole, this one Lyndall plays. I'm a genius. Oh, she got 2 though.
Here comes second visit.
Okay, see how she's played that off 2?
Yeah.
With side? That actually tells me she's feeling good. Even though she's hit it a bit average, it tells me she's feeling good because it means that she's feeling like she can get the ball moving around, play for the pocket that is actually... Just about everyone prefers to play blacks in the corners than the middles if they're sort of in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
That's a good black too from Lyndall.
That's a great black by Lyndall. She hit that absolutely spot on. Andy Barnett has taken out Simon Singleton in that other match, 11-8. So Andy Barnett's knocked out Rusty and then knocked out Simon Singleton as well. So he's really
good player,
flying.
apparently.
Absolutely flying. Well, for Rusty to rate someone highly enough, Andy's his regular practice partner.
Yeah, well, he's actually from
Really
England originally.
Yeah, England originally, and he's now residing up in Queensland. Right.
About the only international player that hasn't moved to bloody Victoria instead.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been invaded pretty hard.
And you just see Rusty on the side of your screen there. Once again, he's just dressed to impress. Can you remember the nickname I gave him? Well, he gave it to himself, but I decided to use it on the Friday night. Big Daddy something.
Big Daddy Buckets or
Big Daddy Freestyle, that's
Big
it.
Daddy Freestyle.
And I told him, because I did remember it earlier, and I just keep forgetting Freestyle. And he had a bit of a larvae. I think he was happy with that one. He much preferred that than some of the other names I've given him over the years.
Yes.
So this frame, it's still horrible as far as trying to win at one visit's concerned. You've got these two clusters, and they are both causing enormous headaches for both players.
With a dead black, which won't pass to centres either.
See, if I'm on yellows, I'm probably getting this yellow where that's on the left-hand side of the table. If I'm on reds, I'll probably want to get this. I have a feeling that Lauren's actually on yellows and she's fouled deliberately. Do not be surprised if Kolbe promotes this ball up the rail and then pots the yellow over the bottom right pocket. That's probably what I would do from here. I know I'm not potting out from here, but I also know I don't want that ball on the rail, so if I've got a free shot at it, I might as well just promote it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that's what she's doing.
If you do happen to pot this, you can reassess. I don't know why she's hit it so hard. Hasn't landed. She's obviously tried to bring it down more central to the table, which is not a bad option. But now, no matter what, well, actually, because she's played that in such a bad position, she may play it again.
If she can.
Problem is, if she does play this again and she gets it over the hole,
She's going to rail first.
Lauren might pot it again. Oh, she can't now, though.
No.
That's not bad.
Yeah, she's played that beautiful pace. That's what it's
Now, if I'm Lauren, I'm just getting this yellow off on the right-hand side of the table.
Yep.
So basically what both players kind of want to do is they want to get all their crappy balls that aren't part of those clusters into potable positions.
Okay.
Preferably in positions where they might be able to actually extract their ball.
Soft roll.
I like that shot because she's actually tried to just land on her yellow in the middle of those three balls. She's tried to land on the yellow and leave no shot. I like it. As it is, very awkward.
And where that yellow is now over the centre pocket, if she gets a cue ball anywhere around the blue spot, right, she'll have a natural angle to punch that in and split open those balls in the centre table.
Yeah, but the problem is you've still got these other two sitting here. I'm wondering if Lauren can flick off this red, hit the top of the other red, and push Kolbe. Sorry, Kolbe's shot, not Lauren's. If Kolbe can push off the, she sort of threw everything at that.
That is a great result.
Yeah, it wasn't very convincing, but you try queuing over three balls.
Yeah, no thanks. Especially
no one wants to be there that long.
And especially considering the fact they're running that 2020 shot clock.
Yeah.
Now, I've mentioned before that they want to run the 2020 shot clock to speed up the tournament. Okay, fine. That I have no problem with because I'm a fairly quick flowing player myself. But if they need to do anything like get an extension or get a rest or something like that, they should actually be able to call a time extension. Get like an extra period of time.
I was really... Oh, now Kolbe's decided to pot this yellow. I was real big on the extension call, but then the umpires whinge saying, it's just another thing we've got to remember and blah, blah, blah. So that got nailed pretty fast.
One extension per rack.
I thought two was good, but...
Oh, even two. Yeah.
But then they've got to remember how many's had who, and was it the last frame or this frame that you used one? And
how hard is it to have a bit of paper and a pen there?
Well, really? You don't even need that. I mean, there's technology these days. People are using clocks. Why don't I just use one a design like a phone or whatever that's got the nap on it? And it's basically, there's a 2020 clock app out there. It wouldn't be that hard to get an add-on to just allows you to have a extension counter on it, and you just click it.
Oh, wow, she's knocked. She's so unlucky there. She has knocked both yellows free, right, in one shot, and landed fat on her next ball, right? And the reds come flying around the table and killed her other yellow.
Yeah, she's in trouble now.
Yeah. The Poole stat app, right, that we've been using throughout this tournament, right? Very simple, very user-friendly, right? the gentleman that has designed the Poole Stat app, if they were to say, hey, look, can you make an addition to it so we can have an area there where if someone needs an extension, right, you can just tap a button.
Yeah.
He can do that quite easily.
That's what I'm saying. There's a 2020 shot clock app, and all you need is just an add-on to that. It wouldn't be hard for whoever developed the app to do it.
No, not at all. Not at all. Says me who's retarded with anything computers, but yeah, it all seems fairly straightforward. If they've got the software to do what they've already done, right, it shouldn't be that difficult to alter it slightly.
Well, to be honest, I'm not a programmer, but I understand the logic behind it, and all you're really doing is adding a graphic or a couple of like buttons, some text, and the code behind it basically says, if you press the plus button, make it go up one. If you press the minus button, make it go down one. And there's also, and then there'll also be code behind it that says, when the frame goes to the next frame, automatically reset the counters. It's that simple. And it will take someone that actually does programming for a living, like say Marty Andrews, for example, it'll probably take him 5 minutes.
Yeah. So I'm not a fan of that shot Kolbe played there. Right, for me, I would have come back across table, right, now to the centre. So you're giving yourself a lot more option.
I'm very sure she wanted to be another foot to the right when she played that shot, and she just misjudged it. Tell you what, I give Lyndall all this criticism earlier about how I don't reckon she's aggressive enough. She's super safe. I am more than happy to eat my words watching her play right now. She's just going off.
Yeah.
Good cueing that.
She cued that absolutely magically. For people that aren't very solid players or whatever, or fairly new to the game, right, to draw the white ball back that far over that distance, right, you need to have a fair amount of decent cue action and timing, and you've got to hit the ball very, very sweetly.
Kolbe's just played the long red there instead of the ball in the middle, right, which is the correct shot. But I'll guarantee you, most women players that aren't at an elite level would have taken the ball in the middle first because they're scared to miss the ball at the top.
Yeah.
And this is becoming a mini domination.
Or a rout, if you would.
It's 6-0.
Yeah.
Kolbe actually looks unstoppable at the
Kolbe
moment.
is flying.
But someone else that's looking fairly unstoppable at the moment is Lyndall. But there's an example of her not being able to get through the ball as much as she needs to because of that dropping elbow thing. But to be fair on her, she was crazy straight on that.
Yeah.
She's forced it pretty well. She had heaps of right-hand side on it. Just because the white ball's not moving, the side can't really do much because the white ball's not moving.
Here's some updated scores. You got Bella's really going hard against Rio, 4-1.
Wow, Rio's wrecking her.
Yeah.
Wonder how Bella's actually dealing with the long days, and she's not something she's used to. But on the other side of the coin, you got Rio, who's like bloody 6 months pregnant or something, with twins.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, my wife had twins, and seeing what my wife went through and all the rest of it, I can very much sympathise with what.
Well, it'd be pretty rough to sort of give a bit of slack for a 15-year-old that's had a long day and not used to this sort of thing, and not bring the pregnant woman, give her a bit of a rap. You'd be a pretty hard man.
Well, I had a bit of a chat to Bella after her match. She seemed pretty down after she lost to Kolbe earlier. Right?
Yeah, look, she's always down when she loses, but so is most people. One thing that Bella probably still has to learn, and it'll happen naturally, it won't need to be taught or forced upon her, is just how to react to defeat.
Yeah, well, I said to her, Bella, you didn't do a hell of a lot wrong, right? You played a great game, and you're still a really big chance to actually take out the tournament, right? You're a really solid player. You play a beautiful style of play, right? Don't get yourself down, right? And she looked at me then she just gave me that big beaming smile that she's got, I said, thank you very much. It's no one had actually gone up to her and said, hey, look, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and that's what I mean about being able to react to defeat. She needs that. She needs someone to comfort her or whatever. She hasn't worked out how to mentally deal with it straight off the bat and then move on by herself yet. And as I said, she's 15 years old. That will come naturally over time. No one needs to teach it to her. She will just mature as a player as she gets more experience. And
over the next couple of years, she's going to be winning state and an Australian title. That's a massive shot.
Very good shot. I said a little last time I commentated, Bella said there's only two things that can stop her from becoming a world champion: alcohol, like partying, as she turns 18, and men. Yeah. She's got a boyfriend now, so don't be surprised if her game starts to slip. No, I'm just kidding. And
I don't know. You've met Franca and Enrico.
I'm surprised they've let her have a boyfriend. Lyndall's tried to force the issue there and just played for a bit of luck. Didn't turn out.
I can't really see Renata stuffing this one up from here.
She's got to. She'll pot this with just a touch of right-hand side just to swing past the red. There it is. Actually, sort of more screwed that than side, but it's fine. 2 shots. She'll just dolly this up with the pocket. Good weight, and now use the second, and she'll go 5-3 trailing.
So, even though Lyndall's been playing the far more aggressive style of play and really taking the game on, Renata's actually sticking with her. So, just capitalising on a few little errors and things like that. She's not totally out of touch.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When you play the aggressive game, you have to not make so many mistakes, and that is actually why. Like, if you see Lyndall play in the Australian titles, especially in the earlier rounds, she'll take nothing on. Yeah. She'll just make, and especially the shorter races. Yeah. So she'll just make sure she goes in full lockdown mode. She knows that her opponent's going to probably do something stupid at some point, and then she wins. She's got race to 8 now. 7. Race to 8, she can actually relax a bit, and have a bit of a dip. And
it's showing a lot more in her game style. It really is.
And I'll tell you, if Kolbe's feeling out of sorts or crap or whatever right now, then I'm going to throw a bottle at her head, because she must be feeling good right now. 6-0 up. You can't have asked for a better start. You're on the verge of pretty much just being in the finals.
If you have a look at Lauren's body language as she's moving around the tables, it doesn't. She's got no visible signs of the pressure.
She doesn't get phased. Yeah. She's got a pretty good. What's the word?
Temperament.
That's the word, temperament. Whereas if let's say Kolbe was 6-0 down, you would see a completely different temperament.
Yeah. I've watched Kolbe play when she's really feeling pressure, and she's very much a Jekyll and Hyde. When things are going her way, she's really confident, really comfortable at the table, all the rest of it. When it's not, everyone beware.
Yeah, Jekyll and Hyde is actually a pretty good description.
She's played that really, really well.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
Really well.
Probably would have liked the yellow to travel across a bit more, but
I don't think she had the angle to really get it to cut further over.
I think, if anything, just hit it a bit harder. But she just wanted that white dug in, bottom rail. It's all fine. The only possible thing that I can see Kolbe doing from here is thinking about the possibility of Lauren coming back if she wins a frame. Like starting to think, oh no, she's won a frame. She could get going now.
Look,
you just say, look, I'm 6-1 up, I'm playing awesome, just win 2 more frames.
Yeah, that's right.
In fact, just win 1 more frame and then say it again afterwards.
Yeah, 1 more frame and you're on the hill. Then the pressure really starts to mount on.
Kolbe is not a, what I call a closer choker. And what I mean by that is she doesn't start choking when she's on the hill and worrying about, like, seeing the finish line before she actually crosses it. She's not one of those. There's plenty of them out there, but she's not a closer choker.
Well, it could be said about my game after yesterday's little effort, but
it's more when you're like on the hill and your opponent needs 3 or 4 frames in a row to win, and you do that consistently. That's a problem.
Yeah. Well, talking to a couple of New Zealand boys earlier today, one of them mentioned Simon Singleton. They said every tournament that he enters over in New Zealand, right, he makes the final of. The only issue is he doesn't win any of them.
Oh, okay. So who's the? Did you find out who's the dominant player over there?
No. Well, it was Healy White that I was talking to. That you actually had that match with last night.
Yep.
I believe it was. Yeah, he said that Simon, like, brilliant player, right? Always makes a final, right? But he just can never win them. Right? He never wins them. He's always runner up.
Did he win there?
No.
So he lost.
Andy Barnett did.
Oh, that's right. Andy Barnett was ahead, wasn't he?
Yeah, 11-8.
So Simon Singleton's probably not far off playing a repechage match on another table that we won't see.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering how many New Zealand guys are left. There's at least 2.
Yeah, I know Baden Jackson.
That was the other one I was referring to.
Yeah, Baden Jackson's playing Grant Weekly at the moment.
Rusty's just... What?
Yeah.
All right, Russ, 7th round, Chris Beagle. As I said, Rusty will kill him.
He's freestyling.
Big Daddy freestyles come to play. Watch this elbow disappear. Oh, where'd it go?
Yeah. If I'm Lauren, I don't want to be giving Kolbe 2 shots.
No, I think she's just going to try and smother it or play the smother. No, she's giving her 2.
Yeah, she didn't want to give her 2 shots here.
Actually, you know what? I look at this table and I see the potential dodginess. This yellow that's on the black is horrible. The ball up along the rail, not real nice. Especially when we've seen so many of them like Jord, on these tables.
Look, I understand what you're saying about the yellow near the black, but if you follow the line down to the bottom left corner, she's got a massive pocket.
She will have in a minute.
I'm surprised she didn't actually pot that ball in the right corner, drift the white ball up towards centre table, and then take that shot and clear the black.
You've got to play a half ball pot. You can't get right behind it because the red's in the way. You've got to play a half ball pot into basically like half a pocket and play it off the draw off the back of the red. That's actually not a very easy shot. But if she clears it now, she's belted it rather than cued it.
Yeah.
And she's actually got really lucky with her white because there's no way she played for it to be there because she wanted to be on one of her balls next. So, loose shot, but got away with it.
Yeah. Like with any game, you need that element of luck to go your way as well.
Yeah, you do.
Golf, tennis, whatever.
I wonder if Lauren's going to play this ball just above the black. No, she's going to... Is she going to try and cut this in the middle? It looks thin.
No, she wouldn't be going to cut.
No, she plays it long. That's a really nice pot, except it didn't go in.
Oh.
This yellow on the rail, got to be dealt with as soon as possible. It is a problem ball.
It's really in no man's land.
And if I was playing, like, say, on my table at home, because my tables are not near as tight as these ones, and it is one of Jar's tables, but one of the older style ones, I would not smash it, but I would punch this along the rail and just stun centre table. That is a really difficult shot to play on these tables.
Oh,
she's going to try and play it, and I hope she gets it, but she actually hit that really bad. Like that was never a chance because she overcut it.
Yeah, you could hear the sound when she played it. I don't think you would have picked it up on the mics, people, but I was listening for it, and it sounded very tinny.
Yeah, that's just hitting really low and not getting through it properly.
Yeah, she just didn't go through the ball.
But yeah, you're going to the whole tournament, we're going to keep seeing that shot. You know, people trying to, and they're going to draw real, like you'll see them draw really heavy, like they'll draw 3 or 4 times each draw, and then spit.
And we have been saying it all tournament.
Yeah,
all tournament. Rail shots on these tables, you have to hit sweet.
Like Pikey said, he was a lot more diplomatic about it and said, you know, he doesn't really favour them, and I just said straight out, they're rubbish. I'm not saying the tables are rubbish, it's just this Australian, if this is the Australian template, just at least have a little bit more undercut.
Yeah,
just so they go in a little bit.
Something along those lines yesterday.
You don't want crazy undercuts so they just fly in down the rail, but just if you can punch a ball down the rail and it's accurate, it's got to go. Like I said, I tested some of these rails and they are not possible at pace. Yes, they'll go in at a slower speed, but sometimes you've got to play the shot like Kolbe just played, where you've got to stun centre table, and
you can't do it.
Yeah, even if she had hit that spot on, it probably wouldn't have went. And the other thing that I find quite strange, given that they're all the Australian cut template, some of the pockets are taking them, and they're all the same tables. So the consistency is questionable. Sorry, JR, not mean to bag out your tables, but it's just something I've noticed. And it's difficult to transition from table to table to table and play the same style of pool that you want to play if you've got to keep changing your game all the time.
Yeah, well, my rep judge match yesterday was on table 30. The one closest to the toilets.
How tight is that?
It is very tight.
That's the one I was telling you. That's the one I was talking about when I sort of tested the rails. That you cannot pop balls down the rail at pace on that table. I tested it. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, down the rails wouldn't take them. If the white ball was about 2 inches off the rail, right? As long as you hit it sweet, they flew in.
And what was really funny, I was playing Healy wide on that table, and he makes this out. None of them were down the rail. They were all sort of central of the table. And he goes to me, these pockets are so much bigger than the ones on the TV tables. I said, no way, mate. And then I put the ball on the rail. I said, punch that in for me, and he couldn't get it.
Yeah. Look, right, they do look fairly deceiving. Look, the table played well, right? It was really nice to play on. But yeah, just those rail shots, you could not do it at pace. Both myself and Marty Nickel, right? We tried a few times. Like, if it was a shot to play, it was a shot to play. We were trying to stun or very firmly play down the rail, and almost every time they jawed out. But JR not having a dig at all. I love playing on your table.
Oh, look at this shot from Renata.
That
a great
is magnificent, shot. Renata.
I'll tell you what, she's gone to 5-4 now, and suddenly that match is well and truly alive. Yeah, let's say, like, you can see the pocket now on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. If you look at this bottom left pocket, you can see the curvature of the pocket, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you shave some of the undercut on that, it'll take the ball better, right?
Oh,
that's all that needs to happen.
Shot by Kolbe. She's landed spot on.
Kolbe's off her head playing that shot. That's a sensational shot. Now the question is, does she have good angle right now on that ball in the middle to either go behind that yellow in the middle or go into it? If she does, I think you have to play it now because
shot to play it now.
Well, she might not. She might play this ball because obviously you clean up one end before the other in most circumstances, but she might not land on the right angle. So if she's got the right angle now, take it, and she can use that ball at the top as the backup ball.
Here we go.
This is the right shot.
Yeah, correct shot.
I think she's going straight into it too, just if I'm reading it correctly. Although she's stunning it a bit. Oh no, plain ball. She's just got the separation, and that
is the best result
that
she
is
could have
the
asked.
Biggest strawberry I've ever seen for results. There's no way she played exactly for that. She just wanted contact, some separation, and she's got the best result of all time. And this is what happens when you're 6-0 up and you're playing positively. You get things work out your way.
It was more the pace she played it at. She didn't belt the living skin off the ball.
Yeah, everything was done right.
It was just done right.
Even that, she didn't try and force her way up the table to get close to yellow. She knows if she pots this plain ball, she's going to land pretty much where she is right now.
Yeah. Natural angle is going to bring the cue ball back to centre table.
Most people hit this. Like if they're going to land out of position, it's not overhitting, it's underhitting, and they'll land short.
I've seen a lot of people play this shot. They drag it with right-hand side.
That's actually, when it's a natural angle like this, there's no point. All you're doing is making the difficulty of this shot much greater.
Yeah.
There you go. And she's landed very nicely. Doesn't want to be Chinese. No, she's okay. Couldn't ask for anything more. So this is going to be 7-0, barring a really bad shot.
Yeah, do you think Lyndall... Oh, look at the way these reds are set. Oh, there's one dodgy one.
Doesn't even... And she's actually played that like sort of semi-stun run-through as well. Yeah. She's queuing very well. Lyndall's like having a chat to Kolbe, and Kolbe responds, but you know that she doesn't want to talk. And she just walks off. Give me 7-0, she says. I want one more frame so I can
get away from me. I want to give you a great big duck egg.
I want to kill you.
If Renata's got the angle on this red, she can be on a master, eh?
I half make Kolbe sound like this evil, nasty person, but it's not that. She's just competitive. That's all it is. She's just ultra competitive and wants to do well. And this tournament, she does. She really wants to win it. And the reason for it. This is her shot, Renata.
That is a massive shot from Renata.
This is her starting point to actually doing something.
Does go into the centre.
Yeah, this is all about pace.
Yeah, we can see it from our commentary position. It goes straight in.
Now the question is,
big gap.
Do you screw across, or do you just stun off bottom rail to give yourself a wider angle to begin with?
I'd stun off bottom rail.
Oh, it hasn't hit it well. This is very missable.
But the shot is there. The shot is there.
And these are the sort of things that Lyndall relies on happening sometimes for her opponents starting to play well, and that's them missing a ball so she can go into lockdown mode on them. What an excellent shot.
That is a massive shot.
You will not see. That is actually one of the cuts in the middle of the day. That is an excellent shot. And I'm loving it. The women are putting on a bit of a mini clinic here for us. I've always been harsh on the women's 8-ball. But we are now witnessing some of the best women players, not just in the state where I'm normally seeing them, but in the country.
Jamie, I've got to go. I've got a phone call to make, so I will be back shortly.
No worries, mate. I can solo this. Stand on my head, mate. Another good shot from Kyle. Dan, can you flick it over so we see both tables? Kolbe's just played a good cut in the centre. Actually, all her little rubs and kisses and all that sort of things now are they're just working out absolutely perfectly. Now she pots this ball in the middle, cuts the ball that's just below where she's queuing from now into the corner, and then she's got the cannon, and it looks natural, onto the yellow that's just in the middle of those three that make it look almost a semicircle, and then that'll free up the other red, and she'll have a really good opportunity to finish this frame and finish the match. Don't overplay this. You've just got to cue this, not smash it. Just cue it. Good pace, but she's just got into the wide a little bit, so you had to actually not hit that high on the wide. It had to be hit plain ball, and she would have hit the yellow much fuller and just missed the yellow. Should still maybe be okay. The problem here is actually reaching this, I think. Be right for a left-hander, but Kolbe is right-handed, and this she gets the pot, she clears the yellow, and she's on the other red over the hole. But you want to hit it low, just screw off it a little bit. That way you are making the yellow go to the back rail more than across the table. Well, she's on this ball. That's a bonus. Can you do it again? Now that I know what I'm looking at. Sorry, folks. I'll be with you in a sec. So Lyndall has gone in off, given Renata 2, but as I guess a bit of a second prize, Lyndall has covered the pocket with the red. Now I actually, because I was actually just helping someone determine a foul, I didn't actually see what happened with Kolbe, but she seems to be, the balls don't seem to have really moved from where they were before. She's cued that well. And that is actually the first time she hasn't got a massive result off a cannon.
Yeah.
But I think she was just trying to land behind it and she's hit it too hard.
What do you think? We're just queuing straight into this, punch the yellows across the table so one hits a rail. Huh? It really leaves Lauren nothing.
Yeah, and just screw the white ball at the bottom rail directly under where the red is now. Actually, probably more to the left. This is all right. Well, it has left Lauren the yellow in the middle, I think.
Yeah. Kolbe's on full attack. So's Lyndall just quietly. She's absolutely crunching balls at the moment.
Glairising. I don't know if she tried to go into that pack then or not, but it was a difficult angle to sort of go around the angles and get into that pack.
I haven't seen Lyndall play this style of game before. It's really quite entertaining.
No, I haven't either. Wow, that must have rolled a bit, I reckon, on Lauren there.
Well, this is the table that does it, so... No offence, JR, not having a shot. He's bigger than I am.
No, in general, though, these front tables have been great to play on. Like I said, I've criticised the pocket cut a touch. And you don't want them spitting out all over the place when you've got, 200 or 300, 400 viewers at home.
Look, I've spoken to a few of the bigger name players, and some of them have had differing opinions on what the especially these four tables are like.
Now you could create pockets where you can only fit 2 fingers in them, and Jake would say, "Oh, no,
look at this
pocket's
white;
fine."
it is curving in like a basket.
It's worked out perfect in the end.
It worked out well for her, but. Kolbe's asking for someone to...
Absolutely no point. We've got a live stream happening here. We're going to see it. Unless her body gets in the way of the shot, which we won't. She's not even playing over the top of it, so it's not going to matter. Well, underhit that by some margin, because I do believe she wanted the yellow to come back across sort of in the line of the red.
Yeah.
But I don't reckon Kolbe will take this ball over the hole. She's got really...
Is Lyndall going to load up here? Yep. Oh, no.
Oh, she's gone and played Larry Softskin. See, I don't even know why I said the word Larry or Softskin then. It's just... I'm just saying the first things that come to my mind. So,
so you're saying what, you're freestyling?
yeah, that's right. Freestyle on your commentary. Yeah, I didn't... Actually, it was foul.
No.
I didn't think Kolbe would actually take the ball over the hole there, because it was actually a really difficult shot to get exactly a good potting shot on that last red. So it's a really good way to throw the frame away when you've got it in a lot of control over it. But what she's just done there is a really good way to throw it away as well.
Yeah, well, she's given Lauren 2 shots. That is a great shot.
It's a good shot.
That is a really good shot.
Not super fortunate with the result.
Although she's still on one up to the top corner.
I don't reckon. Do you reckon that passes the other yellow?
I think it does, yeah. If not there, it definitely goes to the centre.
That ball in the middle is a tough shot.
Yeah, it is. It is. That's where she's looking. I'd be taking this up the top.
I still don't reckon it goes up the top. That's missed. No, it doesn't. That's a super shot. Actually, she's just given herself every chance to clear now.
Although with Kolbe's red blocking those 2 yellows, she's got to get like one of those top balls on the right angle to get in the other side of them.
You see that shot Lyndall just played? The white ball went all the way down the rail, 100 miles an hour, perfectly long rail, and it hits the jaws and didn't go in. My case, in point. That's a good shot from Lyndall. Really good shot.
This man. Looks like she's pretty straight with the centre pocket with that red. But what does she do with the other one?
I think it goes at the top right. Now, Lauren wants to be high on this yellow, so she can float back down the table, ideally inside the red that's near the rail.
Yep.
That way she'll have a choice of 2 balls. Oh, look at this. This is.
Oh, wow! How did that not drop?
That's what happens though when you're 7-0 down.
Oh my God!
If you're going to miss a ball and things are going to happen, they always go against you.
Yeah.
Kolbe may have played that same shot, and she probably flukes the ball in the middle.
Yeah.
She's 7-0 up, and things are just rolling that way. This game is just horrible to you when you aren't winning or aren't playing well or are not feeling good. So this is a good shot here, though. Very good. Oh, she's caught the knuckle. She's still alive, though. This is a much more difficult skill shot required. She's got to pick the gap between yellow and red.
Yeah, she's got to soft screw this with a touch of left-hand side.
Yeah, I'm just looking at it. I think she can play it sort of plain ball, but with left-hand side. So that way, when it hits the bottom rail, she just gets that little kick through the gap. I think bottom on this is no good. Yeah, that's what I thought, because she stuns it into the red.
Yeah.
But still alive. She's still at the table. But yeah, the plain ball with a touch aside would have got her through the gap there. Lyndall getting out of a snooker here. And no good, I don't think.
No, she
Close.
just couldn't get that action from where she was, because she was tied right up in the jaw.
See, with that shot, I think she's tried to put it just a little bit of side on it. I would much rather aim straighter with more side and widen the angle.
Yeah, that's how I would have played it too.
Two things happen.
But coming from the jaw, she just couldn't get the accurate purchase on the cue ball.
So Kolbe with an opportunity. That was played a lot better than they think, because they're not easy to play them dead straight.
No.
One more good positional shot.
She cued it very confidently too.
Can she finish this match at this visit? This is the way I look at this shot. It's a thin cut, and just get yourself centre table.
Well, Renata's a chance to take the lead in this match here.
Yeah, and this sounds really stupid of me to say, since I've been saying the opposite earlier, but Lyndall actually needs to slow the match down a bit. Yeah, good shot from Kolbe.
That is a great shot. She's really hit that with a lot of conviction.
And if she'd have played on the table to the right of our screen, she'd be a foot behind this black.
Yeah.
Rail just killed the white.
Yeah. And we were saying, that table.
She will not miss this. Like I said, she's a closer. She's a closer, and she's queuing well. She will not miss this. Oh, Kolbe.
Oh, no.
I can tell you why she missed that. She didn't stun it. She twitched a little bit, and she stun run through it. She didn't get through the ball. Did not get through the ball at all there. And I reckon she's missed that because I said she'd pot it.
Yeah.
You
Mazda.
If I'd have said she'll chop this up, she'd have just smashed it in.
Yeah, that's right.
Always blame the commentator. Always.
Kolbe, you cannot blame me. I said nothing of the sort.
To be honest, she hasn't done a lot wrong this match.
No, she's played this match spot on.
Oh, that's just hit the rail, that white.
No, she has not done a thing wrong in this match.
Good shot there from Lauren.
Yeah, great shot.
The only reason I say that is it's really easy to pull up short, especially with that rail killing the white, and it did kill the white. She gave it enough juice to get back out.
And we spotted the red.
Good shot, but this is a tricky shot. It's gettable though.
And Lauren gets on the scoreboard.
She is on the board. Dan is over the moon, and he gets to eliminate a binary of 0 and replace with another binary of 1.
All right, Jamie, I'm going to have to love yous and leave yous. I've got to get my little boy home so he can get ready for school. Or get to bed, I should say.
Oh, that's right, yeah, it is Monday tomorrow.
School tomorrow. I myself have to get to work, so
Yeah, I've got to head back to Ballarat tonight as well and go and work myself. So.
All right. Great commentating with you, and talk to you at a later date.
All right, mate. Enjoy. So Kolbe, 7-1, had a chance to close the match out. Didn't nail the black. Breaks off. Ball in. Initial thought, yellows to me. You've got that horrible red on the left-hand side cushion. You've got another pretty average red on the other right side cushion. And yellows are all quite workable. The trickiest yellow for me is probably the one that's on the left-hand side of the table. There's 3 of them sort of in a row, or 4 of them sort of in a row. It's the one that's just above the one that's in the pocket. It's pretty average, and the other one that's average is the one that she's just played to get on now and just slightly overhit position, nearly done a woodsy. Playing this aggressively, and that was my concern with that. They are tricky shots playing in a bind pocket at pace and screwing off it as well. But it's not gone into too bad a spot. I could have, like, as I was saying earlier, if she was 7-1 down, it would have gone dead to the rail. Apparently, Lauren doesn't want a choice of all of her balls. Does have this outside one, or maybe the one that's centre table. I think she's playing the one that's closest to the pocket. I think she'll settle for that. Although Kolbe has a very good opportunity here to play, of the 4 that are on the left-hand side of the table, the second one down from the top into the centre. And if I'm reading the angle right, she might get a little nudge on the yellow below it. But I'm going to stand up and have a look now. And it's actually a much harder pot than it looks like on screen. Oh, and she's killed it. But can play, actually this plant's a bit dodgy as well, to play it at pace and screw into that ball she just killed. Don't know if the double's on. I think the other yellow might be in the way from where it is at the moment. Could just, you could just bring it out off the rail and just leave the white there and say, well, what are you going to do now? I'm going to pot out if you don't go out yourself, or do something good. She's playing this aggressive shot that I just said before. Can go wrong this, and it did. And right now for me, when you're 7-1 up, I understand the aggression and trying to finish the match, but just that one little smart promotional shot to bring your balls in play and put your own opponent under pressure is often a very good thing to do. And because what can happen is, before you know it, you keep trying to finish the match, you keep missing for some reason or another, and then your opponent starts taking advantage, and then they've got 2, they've got 3, and then you start thinking, well, what's going on here? Even though you've still got, 4 frames gap, you can start thinking, what am I doing here? I should have finished this match by now. Whereas if you just play that one little shot like she had the opportunity to do before, it probably wouldn't have got to that point. Now, has Lauren got an angle here to open up the other red? I think she's going too low on it. In fact, I'm almost sure of it. Is it double on? I don't think the double goes past that yellow. But she's sort of looking at it, so maybe it does. No, she's playing. Oh, this is the only shot I could see, but this is really hard. She's actually got to top through this to get position, and we know what you know what these have been doing. And this is the pocket that rolls out. Good chance to draw this. Wow, the pace is excellent on that shot. Excellent pace. Hits that much harder and it probably just jaws. But that never left the rail. Didn't look like missing. And that's a good black as well. And now we've got 2 on the board. I don't know if Kolbe's thought about maybe she should have played a different shot or not. But if she wins a couple more frames, Lauren, then she'll start thinking about it. I don't know why she's put so much side on that. That was actually a stun shot up and down. And she's loaded it up with bottom and side, which means the only way the white ball can go is swinging off angles around to the right-hand side of the table. Well, maybe she's got 2. I didn't know. Kills the black to the rail and says, well, Renata, I screwed up. I'm going to make this hard for you. Now, does Renata play for the angle to stun right behind the black and roll it down, or does she play for the cannon, given that we know that these rails are a little trickier than most? That angle looks fairly straight. If anything, she's got angle going high, I think. Really difficult to tell. I think it's pretty straight. Be tempted to screw back deep and pinch a touch of pocket to straighten the white up. Going to play for a double instead. What a double. What a double. And that was the difference between 7-5 down and 6-all. That was actually quite large. Makes me sick. I can't do that. Yeah, it's a very good shot. I reckon I missed that double 8 out of 10. Talking about Kolbe. Yeah, I remember that frame, yeah. Lyndall played a really good black at the end. I know he didn't really explode, but yeah, they haven't fallen great either. So Kolbe in search still of one more frame. Plays and this is what I was talking about. Instead of trying to create something large from practically nothing, she's decided to put a ball over the hole. Although, I think she's going to pot it. This is what I would do too. I'll tell you the one thing I don't like about her potting it the way she did. You could have taken more care and maybe put the white ball really hard up on the jaw, just to make the cueing slightly more awkward. And that's a 1%er, but sometimes a 1%er will cause an error. I'm half tempted if I'm Kolbe here to play this yellow to the right-hand side of the table, just high of the red, and then pot the red with the yellow and leave not a lot on. That is actually, I'm telling you right now, that is Kolbe's best possible result. Because she would have tried to pot out from here from nowhere. She would have chopped it up. She would have opened up the frame and handed the frame to Lauren. Now she's actually forcing Lauren to have a dip here and potentially miss this out and then leave Kolbe the balls open. And it's quite the opposite to what one would normally think, because they want to be the first person to have a chance of winning the frame. But when you're 7-2 up, this is often a very good thing to happen, is where your opponent is forced to have a dip. And it's a very good opening pot from Lauren. And she may make me eat my words by making this clearance, but I still think it was Kolbe's best result, even if she gets this out.
Oh, I can't believe she's just missed that. But the one thing that did do made me look awesome with what I said.
Screw into these now that she's just created that mess? No? Does this go, this red, still? To the middle? Perhaps it does. Looks tricky. And Kolbe's having a look at it, and trust me, she'll be asking someone to look at it, because that's what she does. So serious. But there's just no point, because I'm here watching the stream. I'll know if it's a foul. We can replay it and everything. I don't reckon it's going to be a foul. She didn't even touch the yellow. It looked fine to me. Okay, I'll tell you what though, if you're Lauren, you want to get as close as you can to this red, because it's just punching them along the railing when they're this close. Still tricky. I think she's a bit straight too. Just wants to miss the yellow on the screw back here. It's okay. Thing is, you kind of want to screw back sort of where you are now. Give yourself a nice shot at the black without having to cut too much. You can't just stun it in. That's horrible. So you've got to screw back at least 1.5 feet to make it a relatively comfortable pot. Good shot, and she's actually screwed back halfway to the car park and still got a shot on this black. Tough shot off the rail though, this is missable. It's not dead straight, she's got a touch of angle going towards the bottom cushion, so this just needs to be cued well, and there will be a 7-3 on the board. Misses it, and it's probably lost the match. Well, I wouldn't be jacking up on this. I wouldn't. This just makes the shot much harder. But she just bangs it in like Robin Hood smashing the arrow into whoever he killed last for some gold. Actually, I don't think he killed people, did he? He just robbed them. Now what's Kolbe's mindset like? She's just lost 3 in a row. I just give her a big spruik earlier, calling her the closer, and she's not closing. What a shot from Renata. And Lyndall is looking at potting Renata's yellow, I think, but I don't like that shot. Neither does she. That's why she's going to try and get out of this instead. This is a good shot. Oh, how does she miss that? Wow. That's actually rough. That is really rough. I think she just to rub the boots, put the boots in. I think it's a foul snooker as well. Wow. And I wouldn't pick up the white here. I'd nominate the red near the yellow and just play the plant, I think. This is a sort of shot I'd probably want to be right at the table for, so I can have a bit of a closer look, but no, she's doing that. Just got to make sure you clear the white now and make sure you don't snook yourself behind any reds. Mission accomplished. So Renata looking to go on the hill, barring something pretty bad happening. Flick it over down, double screen. Oh. Would have liked to have come a half a foot higher at least. Ideally, you wanted to be right behind this yellow. I like that shot. Just no risk. And Kolbe is searching for this last frame. Plays a very good shot. The real issue here is the black. She's going to need to leave herself an angle to get behind this black into the right middle. Or the right bottom corner. A little bit dodgy now because the angle she's got's going away from play, and you want to try and get straight on this, or sort of straight on this bottom right red. Yeah, I can't tell if she's got the angle to pick the gap between the red and the black off the bottom cushion. I reckon she's sort of going more into the black. Best result is going past the black, hitting the yellow near the middle pocket, and being fat on the red. And she'd even have an angle then to stun across the side rail and pop the black in the corner. And the reason I know that is because I'm looking perfectly at that angle on the table. But a lot of good things need to happen. Oh, she's hitting a low. I don't like this anymore. Yeah, I didn't, but okay, let's say she pots that red. Where's the black going after this red goes in? Maybe she plays a double and tries to clear the yellow. But yeah, I didn't like the choice of white ball striking on that shot. But one thing she has done is covered the hole and applied pressure. Oh, Lawrence says, I don't know what pressure is, I'll just bang this in. Would love to have screwed back there and just landed on this dodgy yellow on the bottom end of the table. Meanwhile, Renata on the hill as well, searching. Oh, I think she's overplayed that. Has covered black to the middle, if that would have been a choice Kolbe could have gone for, but I think she has enough of this red to double it. Nah, she doesn't. It's not too bad. She does have enough to back double it to the middle. That's a very large shot, but Kolbe may not have a lot of other choices. She also risks cannoning this yellow on the bottom row and bringing it into play and leaving Lauren an out. Or she could pot that. How's this shot go? This looks tricky. Half a pocket. Well, actually probably a little bit more than half a pocket. And you can see Kolbe just eyeing off top end of the table for where this black is going to go. Yeah, it was half a pocket-ish, but hasn't left Lauren really anything simple unless she can get through this ball in the top left corner, but I think the black's just in the way. Got the thin cut in the top ball, that's tricky. A snooker is also tricky. And Renata's tried to just play that off the yellow and just caught it a bit thin, missed the pot. Lauren's, I think she's played for the snooker. Has she got it? Only Kolbe knows right now. It's difficult to tell from the camera angle. And she's asked for a total. She doesn't look convinced herself that it is a total. She can probably just flick the edge of it and she just wants her to say it is a total. Now they're calling in Alec. Alec's had about 35 bourbons. I don't know if he's the best choice right now. Brendan's had a look from 24 foot away and says no total. Must be that obvious. He's going to grab another white.
He just wants to be out there. You know you're fucking big. You're playing a match there. You got me.
Bring the white ball back half an inch this way.
So Ali's just deciding whether this is a total or not with his, as you can see, about 24 balls in the table when there's only about 6.
Yeah, give them the white ball back. So
Give the white so you can keep going.
give you another chance.
Kolbe said, no, I don't like it, I'm fouling. She leaves the shot. Meanwhile, Lyndall's played a nice little billiard shot there, but unfortunately, she's covered one yellow with the other. And even if you were to play the plant here, it's dodgy, so she's probably going to play it underneath and sit the yellow over the pocket. That's the shot I'd play here, unless it does pass. Yeah, and that's what she had. I don't think she had a lot of choice there but to play that shot. And I must say, Renata and Lyndall have had a lot of battles over the years in South Australia, and they've run into each other at the national titles a lot. And I'll probably hate to bring this up for Lyndall anyway, but I think she was winning like race to 9 or race to 8, 7-1 or 8-1 on Renata. It might have been 8 or 7-0, and then Renata's come back and won, which was pretty insane. Don't see it too often. And I don't know how many Australian titles Renata's won, but that was one of them. And that wasn't the final either, I think. That was to make the final. One would assume Renata will snooker off this red, if she hasn't still got 2. Oh, look at this attempt from Lauren. It looked okay to me. Can you replay it, Dan? Just so we can have a look. Just the shot that Lauren just played. At the end of the day, she's probably not going to be filthy for much longer because I reckon she's about to win that match. So let's just see. We'll just let Lauren play this shot first. Wow, she just bangs that in. What a shot. Because look, if you can see the wide is, that's lost a match right there. She doesn't pot that. So here's the shot coming up that Lauren just played to Kolbe. Okay, that was a foul. That was absolutely a foul. Yeah, the cue definitely. I don't know how she didn't feel that with her cue, to be honest. But viewers at home, you have the rewind option. Give us your thoughts. Foul or no foul? I think it was. And Tristan Masang is going to join me in commentary very shortly. He loves the mic. He's a big fan of the mic. He's looking for a chair. Oh, he wants to just be with me. Okay. Now Lauren's got this yellow in the left middle, and she can stun down for her dodgy of the 3 balls. I don't like her playing this other one first. I'd much rather her play the shot now. She's got the perfect angle. I'm sitting right behind the shot. It's spot on. Which first? All right, and Tristan is on air.
Hello, Jamie. How are you this evening?
Good, mate. I must say, I've been pretty impressed with the girls. They're playing some good pool out there.
That's good to see.
I didn't like Lauren's choice of shot there, but
One on yellow.
Well, only because she had the perfect angle for position previous,
Yeah.
and she refused it, and now she's obviously got herself stuck because she's left it.
Could she have got in behind the black with the way you thought?
I thought she could have. Yeah, I definitely thought she could have got down onto a dodgy yellow, and then obviously you worry about the black after the position on the next shot. Better than being in the spot you're in right now, unless she finds a way to pot this.
Yeah. What about the Renata Lyndall match? How's that been going?
It's been good.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. Oh, that is rolled.
Well, that's rolled majorly.
Much. And we know that because we've seen it happen all weekend. But that is rolled. That is actually, I kid you not, that was going straight in.
Yeah.
She's hit that. You cannot hit that any better.
So
do
you hit this really thin and play the right middle? Although you're trying to snook it though.
No, I do. I hit it thin. And I'm not even worried if I go past and I'll have it for the corner.
Yeah, you got 2 pockets.
But using the spider, it could be interesting.
Yeah, so what's going on with the Lyndall-Renata match?
Lyndall looks like she's had a couple of different gears in this match.
Okay.
She started off a bit slow and played the sort of standard Lyndall pool that we're used to seeing, but then suddenly she's just gone ape droppings and just attacking everything.
That nearly was perfect.
Yeah, that was a really good attempt from Lyndall there.
Yeah.
I think she might have it too. And now Kolbe.
I think you got the edge on that. Yeah, you got the edge.
Another chance for Kolbe to close out this match. Difficult pot, but I'd actually play this. No, I would play it in the pocket she's playing it in.
Yeah.
It's an open pocket.
How do you feel on commentating on your missus, mate?
Oh, that's not a good shot. It's difficult.
Do you try and say good things, or do you just are you neutral?
Yeah, look, I try and stay obviously neutral.
Yeah.
To be fair, I'm probably more critical of her than anyone else because I know her game, I know her capability.
Yeah.
And when she doesn't live up to that, then I don't know the capability of every other female and how good they can really be.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's hard for me to actually be as critical on them.
But do you actually give her credit when she does play well?
Of course.
That's good.
She's actually played very well this match. As I said, she's just had trouble closing this match out. I think she's actually been slightly fortunate to leave this black near the rail because if it was in the middle of the table, it's guaranteed it's framed. This is very missable. We've been watching these balls missed all day, all weekend long.
I'll tell you what, I drag this in.
Yeah, and what happens if you don't get the drag right? You just quite.
You just get the drag right.
you drag every third shot though.
Yeah, I do. I love it.
See?
Oh dear.
Oh, she's followed the white, and this is the end of the match. Do you see what I mean though? When they're on the rail, they're just dodgy.
Yeah, but look, it's very strange. Well, did she jump up on that?
Yeah, she moved all over the place.
Yeah.
It's just pressure. That's all it is. Everybody does it at some point.
Off 3 cushions for Lyndall?
Yeah, play it in the corner.
Oh,
she's overcut it.
I thought that was missing, man.
Well, she did overcut, and that's what made her cannon the black.
Yeah.
Now she's got a tricky shot on the black.
Nice pace.
Yeah, it's a good shot from Kolbe.
Great pace. Well done, Kolbe.
So Kolbe has closed out this match finally. Probably should have been 7-4 after she chopped up, but got away with it.
Thin cut.
Oh,
Hasn't
she's
cut
missed.
enough.
And this is a chance for Renata to finish this match as well.
Who would you have said would be favourite between the SA girls here?
It was a tough one. I thought maybe Lyndall might have been, but
Yeah.
I don't know how much either of them have been playing, and that is a factor to consider. So Renata apparently hasn't played in a year. It wouldn't surprise me, actually. She's pretty over it.
Yeah.
And as in not like as in over the hill, but she's just over the game a bit.
Yeah.
She's done. I'm pretty sure she's achieved everything she wants, and she started playing black ball. But that's still cueing the ball and playing the game, so you can't count that.
Nice shot.
Yeah,
Great
that's
shot.
Geez, I would have stunned off that. Like the difference in choice.
Because you have more room to land.
Yeah, you can land like in.
Like she's probably got 3 inches to land.
Yeah, she's got to land perfect, whereas I can land in the
2
forest.
foot. Yeah.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. She's closed out the match. And so does that mean Kolbe and Lyndall, Renata play each other? Is that how it works?
Oh, the
No?
delayed.
I thought that was a semi.
So it's the same thing as the men's, and they lose the second life.
Okay.
It's the same as the men's.
So Kolbe and Renata are guaranteed to be in the final 4 after the 2 winners on the loser side have been determined, and then they will do a blind draw. There are no double chances from that point on, and it's just straight knockout.
Is there a do you get a reward for making the winners final? Like
Don't
sort of
get
thing?
Jack.
You should get a monetary reward for losing your life as such. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. But yeah,
Yeah, well,
I
that's
mean,
the thing. Like they've got away without losing. Yeah.
they used to use the double chance, but what we found happening was it's just taking too long to complete those additional matches. So they can't. And you know what? I don't see anything wrong with that. You've got to the business end of the tournament. You're doing it by playing well. But you feel hard done by though if you are one of those people that has the double chance.
So why don't say they get like I don't know, $500 to $1,000 just as a bonus?
Yeah, I know what you're saying. You should get a guaranteed retainer for being undefeated to the point where the double chance is taken away from you.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know what? I'm sure that the organisers would be happy to receive that suggestion and consider it.
Yeah.
Now,
what time are the men's games on?
Well, they'll be on straight off this, and I'm actually going to go and round them all up because I want to interview them all.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I'm going to be back soon.
What one am I doing? Oh, nice. Oh, yeah. I'm just trying to work out the score of Tem and Baden's match. Score sheet's on the other side in the middle. So Baden's on the reds.
Hey, Brent, someone's out before you. I'm sorry. Sorry. You're amazing.
It's come up a little short on the middle. Might come off 2 rails here. Oh, he's actually canning the black. That's a bad result. Unless that red passes the corner, we can't really see that though. I think it does. He's got away with that one.
What happened in 2010?
Should be able to soft screw this off the side rail and the red in the middle.
Oh, that's right. And who was the last man standing with you and me?
Yeah, he's got very fortunate with that cannon. I wish I knew the score. Have you been sort of watching it? Not allowed to watch. Oh dear. So you're allowed to come to Perth to watch, but you can't watch in Melbourne. Ah.
I've got some interviews lined up.
What sort of questions are you going to ask Jamie? I'm just handing the mic over to Jamie's interviewees.
Alex, what do you want? Yes. Dave will find a partner and I'll play one anyway. I'll play who works in there?
All right, I'm here with Renata Delahunty, who you've just witnessed defeat Lyndall Morphett. 8-6 was it in the end?
It was 8-6.
Just firstly, Renata, your thoughts on the match, how you thought you played, and
I didn't play very well early, and Lyndall certainly capitalised on what I missed and stuffed up, and she played really well. It was a good match. I really enjoy playing Lyndall. She's always tough to play.
yeah, the one thing I did notice with Lyndall, and I commented that I thought she's a very conservative style of player, and then suddenly she had a bit of a lead on you, and then she shifted gears and started playing crazy aggressive, which we're not used to seeing, but when she does get in that mode, she can be very dangerous.
Can be.
And you seemed to get a few frames back from that point. Now, did your mindset change on that at all when you started seeing the aggression and the shift in aggression change, or did you say, well, I'm just going to play the same no matter what?
I always try and play similar, but I do like to play a more aggressive style of game. People don't usually think that of me, but I like to play aggressive. I like to pot the balls. I like to try and pot out. And, when she does that, it doesn't happen very often. So it's good to play against her when she's doing that.
Yeah, I classified you as the in-between. You can play both games and you like to play both styles as well. It doesn't really bother you which one.
No.
I enjoyed the match a lot. I saw a couple of turning points in that match that allowed you to get back in there, and then also allowed Lyndall to get back in against you.
Yes.
And ultimately it was really just not closing out frames at the very end of the match there that got you the win.
Yes, it was.
Now, your feelings on you are guaranteed now to be in the semi-finals, which means 4 players left, so yourself and Kolbe and the 2 winners from the repechage side.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
There's no more double chance.
No more double chance.
How do you feel about that? You feel a bit ripped off?
No, not really. I mean, you're in the semi-finals. That's great. I look forward to it. It's just one match at a time. That's the same as the rest of the tournament.
Yes, I believe it'll be a random draw, but my understanding is you can't draw Kolbe. You have to draw one of the other 2 players.
I think that's it.
So if you were to win, Kolbe to win, the 2 winners would still meet in the final anyway, just no double chance.
No double chance. That's
The one thing that was suggested earlier on is that if you keep your double chance and it's stripped away from you because of the format, that perhaps the 2 players should receive a retainer in their prize money for keeping that double chance. What do you think of that idea?
I've never heard of that idea before, but
We just came up with it today.
I don't think it's a bad idea at all. I mean, everyone has to work hard to keep that double chance. Nobody wants to go into the losers half. The repechage is hard and long, and maybe you should be rewarded for keeping your double chance.
Oh, excellent. Now, do you play again today?
No,
tonight?
not again today. No, not till 5 o'clock
All right.
tomorrow.
Well, you enjoy your evening off. Once again, well done.
Thank you.
And we'll see you back on the tables tomorrow.
Great. Thanks very much.
Thanks, Renata.
I'm sorry, I can't reverse pass. I'm a terrible person. Shoot me. I'll reverse pass you around. No, you don't. I kiss my head like a child because I can't reverse park. Fuck you and my no reverse park. What's that for? You know what you've done. When? 20 minutes ago. Hey, Rap.
All right, I'm here with Kolbe Poole, who was the other winner against, I can't remember how he played and how bad is that?
Lauren Jelly.
Lauren Jelly, of course. Looked like to be an absolute smashing there early on. You got to 7-0, I believe.
Yep.
And then I started calling you the closer, and then suddenly you didn't want to close.
I didn't. And then I did not.
Your thoughts on the match?
I felt really good. I was a little bit rattly in my first match, but I knew I never get out of the blocks too well, so I knew that I'd settle in by the second match. But yeah, I got off to a good start, and the more balls I potted and the more that she jawed, I got more and more confident, and yeah, I found some momentum and I just started flowing.
Okay, now the mini comeback for Lauren was caused by a black that I said you would absolutely eat, because you were queuing as good as I've seen you queue for a long time. And then you got the little stun run through, a little bit of movement in the back arm, and the foul followed, and then the comeback started. After a couple of frames got on the board, did your mindset change at all, or were you still confident you closed that match out pretty comfortably?
Not really. Like when I was on that black, I'd gotten up and I'd gotten down, and then I sort of adjusted again, and I felt that I was a little bit too close, but because of the whole 2020 thing, I was like, oh, okay, I'll just play it. I'm all right. I'm 7-0. I'm potting everything else. This will go in, and yeah, and then it didn't, and I followed. But I thought that like when she was potting balls, I thought obviously I don't want her to pot too many balls, because then she's going to get some confidence, and then she's going to start stringing more than 2 or 3 balls together. She's going to start closing out herself, and but I didn't want to get into a tippy-tappy game. I thought, while I've got that lead, I'm going to stay aggressive, and I'm just going to keep my arm going and keep attacking. And if it's really not there, then I'll pull up. But if I start going tippy-tappy, then by the time I do have to pot a ball, I might have forgotten how to do it. And also then if she sees anything in me that changes, then it might give her more confidence as well. So I thought, unless the game gets a bit closer, unless she does keep running and she gets to like 5 or 6, then yeah, I'm happy to just keep attacking the balls.
You're about 3 or 4-0 up, and there are a couple of, and it happens when you're playing well and you've got a lead. You played a couple of pretty big shots where you were sort of going for a cannon, and obviously, open the ball up, but then you've ended up getting the best result of all time. And one of them that I can think of is you pot a ball in the middle to just cannon 2 balls down the bottom. You've flicked it thin, you've come off the bottom rail, and you've landed perfectly behind it for the centre. I don't know if you can remember the shot.
Yeah, that was when that was dead, the yellow and red.
It could have landed a lot worse, but it couldn't have landed better.
Yeah.
And then, as you got towards the end, a couple of cannons stopped going right, and then suddenly Lauren started getting a little bit of luck. From what I could tell, from that point, when you in the frame that you actually did win, it looked to me you decided at a point, okay, time to go into lockdown mode. Let's not do anything over-aggressive and stupid anymore. Let's just play the right shot, just for a series of shots to get myself in control. Yes or no?
Maybe here, but up here I was pop balls.
Okay. All right, so you're playing, you are guaranteed now to be in the final 4. So yourself and Renata from the winner's side, and also the 2 players from the repertoire side.
Yes.
You are guaranteed not to draw Renata, my understanding is, because she's the other winner. So you will draw draw someone from the other side.
Gotcha.
Now there is a suggestion that's been brought up, and this is an idea that I think we'll take to the organisers, and that is first of all, you lose your double chance now.
Correct.
How do you feel about that?
Well, since I had 2 lives, I don't really like it. If I was on the other side, then I'd be like, yeah, I'm all for it. But no, I don't know. I understand why they did it, but when they changed it last year, I mean, before there was a ladies' big guns, I disagreed. I think if it's a double elimination, it should be double elimination all the way through. You should have 2 lives. The winner's side needs to be beaten twice. But at the end of the day, that's what the rules were when we entered, and so yeah.
So as a compensation for those 2 players that keep the double life.
You mean lose a life?
Well, sorry, they lose it. How do you feel about those 2 players receiving a retainer on top of their prize money for having to forfeit their double life? Do you think that's a good idea? You probably do right now.
I'll take whatever I can get.
I mean, that would obviously take some money somewhere along the pool.
Yeah.
But to me, if you're going to lose a double chance and you've earned it, and then suddenly you can get knocked out in one match, a retainer for the effort that you've put in to get there, I think it's a good idea. So we're going to take that. We're going to take that to the organisers and see. Well, I'm going to, and see if they'll agree with that.
At the end of the day, I'm happy with whatever. I mean, I entered it one way. If the tournament organisers feel that's in the best interest of everybody, then yeah, I'll go along with it.
Yeah. Now, I'm pretty sure you won't have to play early in the morning, which you'll be buzzing about.
Well, no, I've got to work tomorrow. I'm driving back to Ballarat in about an hour.
Okay, so basically recharge your batteries back tomorrow night, and
no, I'll be coming as soon as I'm leaving work early, and I'll be racing straight down here and jumping straight on a table. So, and apparently it was really lucky because Travis had decided that maybe I might put the loser of that match on at 1 o'clock tomorrow, and he'd already said that I didn't have to take the day off work, win or lose. So yeah, that was nearly a boober.
All right, well, good luck for tomorrow.
Thank you.
And we'll probably get you in for another interview either before or after a match, depending on what your mindset's like and whether you've got bulldog looking eyes at me or not. But yeah, we'll go from there.
Maybe not necessarily before.
We'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks very much for your time. I appreciate it.
Cool.
Come on, Benji. Come on, mate. And then you stand on the finals, or they got because they knew if you played them, we'd do this. Honestly, when you play over 2 tables, 4 teams. comment because I've made
Damn it, Westy, got me.
your best friend. You probably have anyway, so we won't get next morning. Anyway, Come on, dude, go! full bottle. I'll get you another one. I had a lot. Nothing to get. Baby. Just watch more than 2 or 3 to play.
I might get better than Poole. No matter which way it goes, I don't care.
All right, I'm here with Mark Robertson, who's about 10 minutes off starting his semi-finals match with Mick Hill. Now, this is going to be a really quick interview because we've got the lights on us and Robbo's a little bit scared of sunburn. So, firstly, Robbo,